Now, my next guest is an actor and West End star whose breakout role came from starring in Coyote Ugly nearly 25 years ago.
I don't believe it.
Ridiculous. But now, he hasn't changed. Look at him. Why do you look exactly the same as you did 25 years ago?
I asked the camera guy to put a filter on.
Did you? Well done. Well
thank
done,
you.
Camera 4. Adam Garcia, of course, the brilliant Adam Garcia, is returning to the stage in Chitty, Chitty, Bang, Bang, the musical. Oh, my goodness. It's such a joyful show, Adam.
It is a completely joyful show. That is exactly what it is.
It has such a special place in my heart because I remember the very first time I went to the theatre. When I was about 5, it was a school trip in Preston Guildhall. And we went to see, and it was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And now, if I think, I can still feel that sense of like, you know, it was so magical as an experience in the theatre to watch Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And it still holds that magic, doesn't it, for generations?
It does. I mean, obviously, people know it from the movie, the Dick Van Dyke movie. And Sherman Brothers music is... They wrote Mary Poppins as well as The Jungle Book, as well as, you know, so many other things, Bedknobs and Broomsticks. And so the music is incredible. People have a really fond memory of both the books and the film. And then the musical, as you said, the experience that I have of the audience watching it, particularly when there is a flying car.
Yeah.
And it's kind of bonkers as well. It really is it transports people.
And you know, I think in this day and age where iPads and, you know, YouTube and there's so much going on for kids these days, actually just getting back into the theatre and seeing it live and feeling the buzz and sitting in those velvety chairs and you know, all the experience of the theatre is, I think, something that we really ought to cherish for young people.
I mean, obviously, I believe that.
Yeah.
Because I'm a theatre actor. But it is something, you know, I take my little girls to the theatre and because it is live, because there is an interaction between the people on the stage and what's happening on the stage and the audience, there's this human connection.
And have they seen you in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
They have.
And they obviously, you told me a moment ago, they're 6 and 9.
6 and 9.
So they get that Daddy's an actor.
When they first saw me in things when they were younger, they were like, I don't get why Daddy's being mean. I played a really mean character once, and they were like, I didn't like that. Yeah. But they now understand that I do make-believe for a living. Do
you have to be careful not to make eye contact with them? Like, are you sort of scanning the audience for them when they're there?
I mean, luckily I don't have great vision, even though if I wear my contacts.
That helps.
No, I quite like that. I have made, yeah. You do
like
try
to look out for them?
Yeah, you do try and make a little connection because it's, you know.
And do you remember? I mean, obviously, I started watching Coyote Ugly again last night because it was just out of the pure joy of it. I was just like, I'm just going to go back. So I rented it off Amazon. I was like, I'm just going to watch it, you know, just as I chill out.
Another penny in the bank for me.
Yeah, is that how it works? I didn't know that's how it worked. That was 20... I mean, it's going to be 25 years next year.
Yeah.
And that was a sort of remarkable moment for you in your life. And the dance scene, I didn't realise, came as an improvised moment, essentially.
Yeah, it was kind of... I was cast by someone who saw me in Saturday Night Fever. Yeah. And so they knew I was a dancer. But when I got... My audition was all acting. So when I got there, I think the girls were learning one of the dances on the bar, and I started doing it, and they were like, oh, you're quite good. And I was like, yeah, that's what I do for a living. And they were like, what? And so there was always the moment where I was going to be auctioned off. And then they all said, well, maybe you can dance to it. And so it sort of came about, yeah, quite quickly. We went and sort of chose a song, and they redid it and we choreographed it. And
then that sort of became an iconic moment.
And that was, yeah, it was sort of an off-the-cuff, like, let's just put it in. And then, yeah, it sort of became one of the bits of the film.
Yeah, it's incredible. Awesome. And I know you've talked about Strictly, but in a sense, you can't really do Strictly, can you? Because you're a judge elsewhere.
Yeah, I've been a judge on Got to Dance at Sky, and I was a judge for Dancing with the Stars Australia. So it might be odd. And people do know me as
Yeah,
a
it would be a
professional
bit
dancer.
unfair, wouldn't it?
It would be. Although haven't done a lot of ballroom, and I'd love to. Like the challenge of it would be amazing, but maybe it wouldn't be as fair.
No, it wouldn't be as fair. And you're on Chitty Bang Bang until December.
Yes.
How is that being on the road for that long? Because it started in April. And I think, you know, the interesting thing is for actors, you know, a job is amazing because anything that lasts, because, you know, it's such a here one day, gone the next type of career, isn't it? You must have felt that throughout your career. But then when the call comes in, you know, you get the audition or whatever, and you're thinking, yeah, great. And you're thinking, that's me out of the picture from family life. For most of the year. For most of the year.
So it does become difficult. And it's even if you get a job in the theatre in London, because your time is sort of 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. most nights. So you miss nights where kids are normally at home and they're not at school. But yeah, it's about managing my wife does an incredible job, basically single-handedly.
Doesn't she? And also, look, we mentioned Chitty. The car is run on magic, obviously.
Correct.
Did the magic slightly disappear one night? I know we sort of said earlier in the show there was a stunt that slightly went wrong. Just tell us about it.
Well, it was. We did have to cancel some shows because the magic mechanism that runs on pure magic, of course, it was damaged in a transit on the trucks basically because it gets travelled around. So the car was fine, but it was just how one of the mechanisms that used it to be replaced
for it to fly. Now, is that because you're in the car presumably as it's flying? So that must be Have you tested it? Have you tested it before you get in it? You know, because
they test it. Yeah, it's a remarkable piece of machinery. It's like 6 tons. I don't want to give everything away, but yeah. So it's incredibly smooth as well, and I have to say, I've been on stage when the car flies.
Does it feel like magic?
And it does, because even on stage, I can't see how it does it.
Oh, gorgeous.
So from out the front, it's,
I love it.
It's an incredible piece of theatrical
And there's a great
magic.
cast in it. The Vivienne, winner of RuPaul's Drag Race UK.
She's coming in October at the moment. We have Charlie Brooks.
Brooks, amazing.
And Elaine Seed Smith is doing our Scottish dates. So it's a really fun cast.
Super stuff. And Adam is in Chitty Bang Bang until December the 29th. Wait, you're playing in Crawley this week, is that right?
We're at Crawley, yeah.
Are you heading off there now?
Indeed, yeah.
Indeed, you are.
We've got to set it all up.
Good. All right. Well, lovely to see you, Adam.
Thanks for having me.
Nice to see you.